I used to speak so softly that nobody could hear me. People sitting 2 rows back had a hard time understanding me. And at that point, it became a problem for me because I had to run meetings, facilitate webinars, classes, presentations. And if people cannot hear me, then I'm losing the respect, credibility, recognition, opportunities to be promoted or invited somewhere. On top of it, I got interrupted all the time. Can you repeat one more time? I cannot hear you. But I thought I was speaking up. And maybe you had this experience as well. When you thought that you spoke in a particular way, but people perceive you differently. You were too aggressive or too soft. You were too fast or too monotonous. And it seems like we cannot win. Or remember the time when you heard your voice recording. Raise your hand if you liked it. Very few people do, at least for the first time. And I think the main problem is that when we hear our own voice, we hear it resonating inside of our bone structure of us, and then we catch it through the air. The voice is usually much wider, deeper, resonant. But when it travels through the air alone, it's thinner, high-pitched, and honestly, a bit more annoying. And that disconnect between how we perceive ourselves and how people perceive us can undermine our credibility, isn't it? I guess the unfortunate part is that people form their opinion about who we are within a blink of the eye. Research shows it takes only 7 seconds for someone to hear our voice, its volume, its pitch, its tone, our articulation, tonality, and they form a perception about who you are, your social economical status, the level of education, and whether they should trust you or not, sitting and listen to you for the next 10 minutes or so. Just blink of an eye. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to say the same phrase, 7 words, in 5 different ways. Your job is to hear it and sense the way how it feels when I'm saying it. If I say it like this, we need to talk about it tomorrow. It's more power. And suddenly, I may come across as more aggressive than I intended. If I say it softly, we need to talk about it tomorrow, I can be perceived as someone who can be ignored and secure. If I am raising my voice at the end, upspeak, we need to talk about it tomorrow. Suddenly, I'm not sure if, and you think that we have a chance to talk about it, not tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe today, it doesn't matter. Or if I'm too monotonous and I keep saying the entire speech or presentation in the same tone, we need to talk about it tomorrow. Sometimes people can perceive you as you are looking down at them. And that's not a good place to be, isn't it? Or if I am too rushed, we need to talk about it tomorrow. It sounds like I'm anxious and less trustworthy. The same 7 words, but your nerve system recognizes it very fast what was behind them, and you form the relationship or understanding where you're coming from and what do I really need. Sort of gut feeling, faster than your cognitive mind processes the entire information because the words were the same. So how does the confident voice that we are all after actually sound like? Confident voice has a lower pitch. It has measured pace. We have pauses, and our posture is relaxed, shoulders down, and jaw is unclenched. So you can enunciate, actually get the words out freely. And that is something that we can train, isn't it? Sounds easy, not big deal. The problem, though, for me, and perhaps you can recognize yourself in that, it's one thing when we talk to our friends, our kids, our partner. And it's a totally different story if we talk to a VP or an important client for us, or perhaps we are at interview. And suddenly, even if we spend days and weeks preparing for it, rehearsed it multiple times, and our brain tells us we are as good as we can, but our body is like, no, we are about to die. And some people describe to me that feeling as that they had the entire atomic bomb blow out inside of their body. Suddenly, we become super tight, our breath becomes shallow, the heart performs this drum solo, super tight throat that pushes our pitch up, and the words, they sprint out like we are late for a meeting. Our body hijacks our own voice, and we lose this opportunity and credibility to have this deep, passionate, resonant voice that everyone loves and perceives as being competent. The good news, our confident voice is a combination of acoustic in the room, your biology, and a couple of habits that you can train. Habit number 1. Reset your body before you speak. A lot of us feel that anxiety, and we walk with that anxiety right into the meeting or presentation, and we deliver it to the room. The entire tightness and overflow of words. Don't do that. And I invite you to join me today. I'm going to share with you 3 simple exercises that would allow you to reset your physiology within 5 minutes. 5 minutes, all that it takes to deal with your body when you're not ignoring it. Exercise number 1, it's called tea kettle. It's my favorite. Releasing your anxiety like a steam of the boiling tea kettle. What you do, just join me, do it. Tight the entire body, tight, tight, tight. Every single muscle, your ears, your nose, like you just beat into the lemon. Hold it, 3, 2, 1, and then let it go. What you're doing, you're basically defibrillating your entire body. You're not really paying attention on which part is like freaking out, which is not. It's just rewriting the entire physiology. And do it a couple of times until you feel less like one functional Roomba that cleans your floor and more like a human being that you actually have a body. It's really a powerful exercise. Exercise number 2. Remember I mentioned that confident voice is a voice that is lower on your tonality scale. So put one hand on your abdominal, one on your chest, and let's hum together. You can follow me along. And lower your pitch down. If you will do it, you will feel how your body resonating with your palms of your hands. It's extremely comforting to hear that your body is actually an instrument and you can tune it. It lowers, and we suddenly get this ability to hear ourselves on the lower tonalities of our voice. Exercise number 3, relax your jaw and throat. Very often, after a couple of meetings, we become tense. Whether we realize it or not, our jaw can clench in one spot, and then you lose this ability to articulate and pronounce something. Or perhaps you were, working on your computer all day long, and suddenly the meeting pops up, but your voice is still asleep because you haven't said a word since wherever you started working. The easiest way to relax your throat and your jaw and it creates that wonderful space inside for your voice to bounce, like you're speaking in a cathedral instead of tiny closet, is yawning. Join me. It's super nice. The soft palate actually expands, giving you that nice space inside. Mm-hmm. And you're automatically relaxing those muscles here. Very simple, extremely nice exercise. And then perhaps you would feel, oh yeah, I need to move a bit. I'm stiff. That is as simple as it is. 3 simple exercises, but they will help you to reset your physiology. Habit number 2. In order for your voice to fill that room that you are in, you need a nice flow of air. But if we are constantly rushing, we have one meeting, then another meeting, and then we finally have to speak, we are breathing like we have 2% battery. Very shallow. A lot of people breathe very shallow. So put one hand on your abdominal and take a couple of breaths right now. Notice if your hand is moving at all. Because if you breathe in shallow, you notice that the movement of your hand would almost be non-existent. However, if you will take a deeper breath, you will notice that your hand starts to move further. And that is where your breath, the amount of air that pushed through your throat, so your vocal cords vibrating, will be enough to support the volume of the room that you are in. Let's do this together. Put one hand on your abdominal. I want you to find and test this strong voice that is supported by your breath. And we are going to say the word yes with all your might, with all that power. And I want you to feel how your hand is moving, where this powerful voice is actually located inside of your body. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. On the count of 1, let's say yes. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Have you had this impression of where was the center of it? Our diaphragm that is beneath the rib cage pushes the air up. We speak on the exhale in order for it to support our sound. And if you are paying attention and breathing properly, you are supporting your ability to feel the room. If you don't do that, and you have 1 hour of presentation time, you can be hoarse within 20 minutes. It's just not enough air, your throat is doing too much work, too hard for it. Habit number 3. Slow down your first sentence. Do you remember I mentioned in the beginning that people form an opinion about you within 7 seconds of you showing up in a room? It's all that it takes, 7 seconds. And that opinion, that label, it becomes a blueprint, a lens through which they look after that at you. And then their brain, our brain, we all do that, collects the evidence that your label is right and ignoring everything else. That's why it takes time to overcome the first impression. But if you give yourself enough time to form it correctly in your advantage, it's actually going to benefit you. Let me give you an example. As I usually would have said, your voice is your personal brand. And now I will slow down. Your voice is your personal brand. It creates an emphasis. It gives people time to process information. And it instantly makes you more credible. After the first sentence, you can continue as you would normally. That is totally fine. As you can see, your confident voice consists of the air that you push through your body, muscles, the vocal fold that vibrates, and a couple of habits that you totally can train. Because I am a living proof of that. I was the person whom people could not hear 2 rows back. And now I am presenting on a weekly basis, teach classes, facilitate workshops. The interesting part, though, people not only noticed me, but they also started to invite me to opportunities that I didn't know I was missing. Having that strong, credible voice that can fill the room make you more appreciative, make you more valuable, trustworthy. And I want you to do the same for yourself, because I want you to become successful. I want you to pull out your phones and look for your next important meeting. When is it? And commit to do those 5 simple exercises that I shared with you. The tea kettle, the yawn, the humming, lowering down your breath, supporting, anchoring your speaking point, and slowing down your first sentence. Only 5 minutes before your next meeting. That's all that it takes, from notification until you click join. Because your voice is your business card, and it's way too important to be ignored. Thank you.